we're live somewhere, let me fill you guys in what's going on. This motorcycle, we're still in the Rancho Cucamonga area. We're on the 210 freeway. We were over by Victoria Gardens. I don't have the exact address. Actually, I do have the exact address because I thought it was fake. 12346 Hollyhock Drive. Deputy involved shooting. Deputy was shot. Don't know that deputy's condition, but there was a huge standoff happening in that area. They locked it down. They were looking for that suspect, and then this guy, apparently the suspect, bails out of that condominium area, and it was on and cracking. They were on, I believe it was Day Creek, this vehicle going on the wrong way on most of the ride up to the freeway from Victoria Gardens. If you don't know where Victoria Gardens is, you're clearly not a local, but that is a huge mall out here in the Rancho Cucamonga area. Now I brought up the speeds almost immediately because I could not believe what I was seeing. This vehicle actually getting into the 160s for a while there. I don't know, somebody trying to interrupt me? Are we going live? Okay. Anyways, I wish the IFB was a little better. We're working our way back to where we are, so the IFB should be getting better. But we're going to keep an eye on this pursuit. We're doing this for the internet right now. This vehicle, that is a person, apparently started as some sort of burglary, robbery, something at the mall. Again, not confirmed. Then some sort of foot pursuit. They chased this guy. Shots were fired. A deputy from the police department of Rancho Cucamonga Police Department was shot. There was a huge barricade going on. Then this vehicle tears out of there. Maybe the suspect, maybe a distraction. But at any rate, you can see it right now. Those speeds, that is real. 140 miles an hour. We've seen that motorcycle going faster. SKYFOX definitely keeping up with them. But as far as the ground units, they're going to be backing off. The helicopter staying with it. This continuing. This is westbound on the 210 freeway. Again, watching things like this, I got to tell you, every muscle in my body is tense. Anything happens in front of that motorcycle right now, this is going to come to a devastating end for that rider. And, of course, don't want to see it, don't want to be part of it. This suspect apparently running like he's running for his life, because I would venture to say, after shooting a deputy, I'm not saying a vigilante type of justice, but this person definitely has reason to get these types of speeds. We're continuing on. You can see it right there. As far as law enforcement behind him, I would venture to say the only thing that's going to be keeping up is a helicopter. Are they making calls? Are they getting other units ahead of them? I would say yes. But these high speeds, well into the triple digits. Eminently, copy all. I bet. Yep, there's one of them, CHP. I don't want to lose him, but I also don't want to, I don't want to show too much of the CHP just because I don't want to lose the bike. Yes, of course, Lisa, I can always hear. Copy all. I might not be able to hear Sandra that clearly the entire time, but I will make every effort to. Okay, copy. It should get better. I mean, we're getting closer to. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? Getting off the freeway. How do you stop that thing in time? Oh. Is he going back the other way? Of course he is. That's what I said. Five seconds. Hopefully he comes out of the trees. There he is. Sandra, we're taking a look at a pursuit out here. You can see it right there. Actually, let me give you some more information about where we are. Now, we were headed eastbound. No, we were headed westbound. There we go. It just corrected itself. We were headed westbound on that 210 freeway out of the Rancho Cucamonga area chasing this motorcycle. Who is this motorcycle? Well, again, I would venture to say it is correct. Is it correct? We're still working on all the information. SKYFOX, we were in the Rancho Cucamonga area, right by Victoria Gardens, where there was a deputy-involved shooting, where a deputy was the one that was the victim and was shot. There's a huge presence out there, law enforcement. They got the condominium surrounded. While we were there, this vehicle came out of that condominium complex and the pursuit was on. Now, is this that shooting suspect? Is this a distraction? I can't fill in those blanks. I'm going to let the viewers kind of put those pieces together on their own. What I can tell you, though, is fact is that motorcycle, almost immediately getting out of that condominium complex, was running against traffic up Day Creek Road up to the 210 freeway, got onto the 210 freeway, and at one point this motorcycle was over 150 miles an hour on the 210. Now, law enforcement, they're definitely not letting this person walk. I can guarantee you that. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, they had a helicopter in the air. That one was following along with SKYFOX. And on the ground, a number of units were chasing this vehicle as well. Even some of those California Highway Patrol cars were keeping up with this vehicle on the freeway. Take a look at that. Those maneuvers, Sandy, I do not want to see anybody lose their life on television, but this is one of those ones where I have to show it. We got to stay tight. We got to do our job. But I am not joking when I tell you my blood is running cold, especially when that vehicle starts, that motorcycle starts wobbling, gets so close to a lot of these cars. Anything unpredictable happens in front of that motorcycle. I don't want to see that outcome. Yeah, for a moment there, you saw the California Highway Patrol. That's one of their motorcycle units. They're basically just getting up close, making their presence known. Hopefully this driver makes the right decisions. As it stands right now, look at those numbers. We're just coming out of the triple digits, and it does seem like he's slowing down. Hopefully it's going to come to an end. But you have to remember, that suspect is wanted for a deputy-involved shooting where a deputy was shot. So, yes, law enforcement, they are going to try to bring this to an end. They might use some non-practical ways to bring it to an end. But take a look at that, Sandy. Just moving along. Yep. Yes, definitely. And was the motorcycle officer maybe trying to get up close to the suspect to bring that suspect down? Maybe. This is one of those ones where it is just we just watch it, and I just don't want to see anybody lose their life this afternoon, especially not on our cameras. You can see this rider clearly is very comfortable with the way they are handling that motorcycle, but that doesn't mean that this is any kind of safe. Right now, it looks like he's whoa! That's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yes, and believe me, they're going to take that suspect. He's still moving. That is a plus. They are definitely going to take him into custody. It did look like the motorcycle did land on top of him once he was on the ground. Now, I have to say, you got a number of officers down there. I can guarantee you they're going to stop the freeway, but they're also going to start calling for paramedics. They're already calling for paramedics. And again, how they're going to get there this quickly is another question. But wow, that I'm telling you, that is definitely not the ending I wanted to see. I am hoping that suspect survives, but what a crazy crash that was, Sandy. Yes. Yep. They're doing paramedic stuff. Sandy? Sandra, we're getting confirmation that that is the suspect. We've got confirmation from our assignment desk that that is the suspect, that it was wanted for what started as some sort of burglary at Victoria Gardens, then turned into a deputy-involved shooting blocks away from that mall. And then now you can see that there was a crazy pursuit on that 210 freeway, ending in that tragic crash out there. Now, as far as we can tell, I don't want to get too gory because I know we are still live, but there are actual paramedics down there that work for the sheriff's department that are administering first aid to that suspect after they did take him into custody. My question is for you and maybe some of the viewers, is we do know that that motorcycle collided with, or basically bumped into the side of a civilian's vehicle. And I just don't know where that civilian's vehicle is. I'm hoping that that person is okay as well. And again, at the time of the crash, we all saw it live. He was actually, he had taken off his backpack. He didn't even have his hands on the handlebars, and he was going through his backpack for some reason while he was on the freeway. At any rate, coming to a crashing end. That suspect now in custody. This is going to be on that eastbound 210 freeway. We're going to be in the Rancho Cucamonga upland area. Excuse me, we're in the upland area right now. You can see all lanes are stopped. They may be like this for some time. There might be some traffic issues. You can see some of the first responders from the fire department, paramedics arriving. We're going to see if they hopefully they do, transport that suspect. But again, what a wild and unfortunate ending to what's been going on out here in the Rancho Cucamonga area. Well, Sandy, I'm having a lot of trouble with the IFB, but I just want to, say just a little bit is, we don't, or I personally don't know the condition of the deputy that was shot, that started pretty much all of this or put it all into motion. I do hope that that deputy is going to be okay. Law enforcement, they are out here in force. They were out there at that condominium in force looking for that suspect. How he got on that motorcycle, how he made that quick departure, all of that they're going to figure out later on. I can tell you that fire department, you can see that's the first one arriving right there. They probably definitely have paramedics on board. We're going to keep an eye on it to see if they or how they treat that suspect, meaning are they going to put this person on a gurney or is it going to be something else? But as far as that freeway goes, also got to put it out there is if the eastbound 210 is your ride today, especially through the Upland area, I would definitely make other plans, especially because that freeway is going to be closed for some time, and we're going to wait on that ambulance and see where that suspect goes from here. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, extremely reckless driving. When we got on the freeway, that's when the speeds got well into the triple digits. When he was on Day Creek making his way from the Victoria Gardens up to the 210, that was basically the entire ride was weaving back and forth through oncoming traffic. So he was driving the wrong way on Day Creek, making his way up to the 210 freeway. Once he got on that freeway, though, he really did open it up. But, even the law enforcement, the California Highway Patrol, they did have some vehicles that were not keeping up, but staying close enough that they were nearby. And then you saw that motorcycle officer make that attempt to maybe bring this to an end. But ultimately, you know, I would love to sit down or have a talk with some officers from the California Highway Patrol, especially their motorbike division, because I wonder what the protocol is for something like that. That was a dangerous maneuver, but again, the officers that are out there on patrol, they weigh their risk with with what that suspect is wanted for at all times, and that is that is one of those ones that, he's taking that risk knowing that this is a very wanted suspect. But I don't know what the plan was there. I've never seen a motorcycle try to pit another motorcycle. I am moving a little bit closer in now because that suspect is not fatal. I can tell you that. That person is actually sitting up right now. They've got the neck brace on. They have paramedics working with him, so he's definitely going to be going to a hospital. There's much relief there in my voice because I just don't, a day at work where we watch anybody pass is not a good day at work, but this makes my day feeling a lot better. That suspect in custody, and again, what a crazy crash that was. And take a look at that freeway. That is a number of law enforcement and some other vehicles that they're starting to basically squeeze through. But California Highway Patrol, they're kind of opening up one lane to get everybody by. But how long this is going to be here, it's going to be some time. But all of this, Sandy, you think about it, right? All of this over shoplifting. This all started with shoplifting. What law enforcement, what they deal with, it astounds all of us every day. Yeah. definitely never know how these come to an end, and that one was very dramatic, and it just also, we all watch it. At the time of the collision, didn't even have his hands on the handlebars. He was going through his backpack for whatever reason while that collision happened. Again, right now my thoughts are definitely for that deputy. Hopefully that he will recover from earth.
All right, welcome back to Year 2, live now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. It's day number 27 of the government shutdown, still at a standstill. Now the second longest shutdown in American history, and a lot of eyes right now on November 1st, as that is the deadline, as these SNAP benefits, as the USDA says, the well has run dry. And we're continuing to follow it here on Live Now from Fox. Also some reporting from Chad Pergram saying Fox confirms that Vice President J.D. Vance will meet with Senate GOP leaders at the Capitol tomorrow for lunch as this shutdown continues. Let's be joined right now for Republican